Okay, so let's start by opening Visual Studio Code, and we will go to the folder where we want to create our project. So after opening Visual Studio Code and creating the folder, we want to open the terminal. So the terminal will uh, allow us to run our npm command. So it's npm create at astro at latest, and that will start by creating our Astro project. And following the prompts, we want to, I'm just gonna make it a little bit easier. Okay, so press yes, and it will start installing, and it will download everything it needs to create the Astro project. And we were gonna name the project Fitness Astro Landing, if I can spell. Fitness, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, there's no double N's in fitness. Okay. So we've got fitness astral landing. Okay. And we're going to include the sample files that will give us a bit more of a boilerplate code that we can kind of use and follow and edit to fit our needs. I'm not going to initialize the Git repository. You can. We are going to be using TypeScript. So yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pause the video here, and when we come back, we can do the next part, which will be adding the tailwind. So now let's look at the documentation as to how to install Tailwind. Under there, add integrations on the document under the documentation. If we look at installation, we need to run npx astro add tailwind. And the reason why we're going to add tailwind is going to make it a lot easier in order to style the components that we've seen in the template. So npx astro add tailwind, we will copy that, and we will go back into our first of all, we will cd into the folder. So it was fitness astro landing. If you chose a shorter title, that would probably have been better. And we're going to paste that command, and we will have added tailwind. And once that is complete, we can start looking into creating our first component, looking at the folder structure, and creating the website. So now that we've added Tailwind CSS, we will take a look at the folder structure. And we've got components, layouts, and pages. Now the components is what we will be making for each section of the landing page. And here you have an example of the title, body, and link is actually customizable in the front end, and also the styles of the card, the local styles, only applies to this component. And under the layouts, we have the layout section. This is it's going to be obviously on every page. We can edit only the title, so we could also, we're going to change this to also add the content description. And as you can see here, you've got the slot, and that is where pages comes in, and the index.astro, everything in this file will be injected into this area here. So let's go back into index.astro, and as we can see, we're importing the layout and the card, and here we changed in the title, we changed it welcome to fitness instead of welcome to Astro. And we have a logo here, and this is basic HTML, so we again change it to fitness instead of Astro, just to see what this will look like. So then we will run npm run dev, and we will open localhost 4321. So here we are in the browser, localhost 4321. This is running locally, and as you can see, there's a faded logo at the back there, and we've got welcome to fitness. This is styled in the boilerplate styles, and we've already kind of completed this code challenge. Welcome to Astro, changed it to welcome to fitness. As you can see, the cards, each card in the bottom left, you can see that the link is different, and we will be learning how to do something similar with the template that we've decided to use. So now we're going to go back and start coding out our components to make our landing page. Okay, so now let's create our own first component. We'll look at the hero component. So we'll right click on components and create a new file, and we're going to call it hero.astro, and this will refer to the hero section at the top of our screen, and we will create our front matter, and we're going to need, if we look at the card.astro, we're going to need interface props. So interface props, and we're going to need a call to action, which will be the text in the middle, which will be a string. And we're going to need we're going to need button text for the button that's going to be in our header, and we will also need the logo image. That will also be a string. So we'll save that, and we will deconstruct it by saying const call to action button text and logo image equals astro.props. Okay, so now we can start looking at what we will do. So we will be doing all of this in a header component using the HTML5 syntax, and here we go, and we will use a div, and we will have the, in Astro it's just a single curly braces, and we will put call to action. Whatever is written in the call to action is what we will say. So if we put a default here, we will say sign up today, and the button text will be sign or join today, and the logo image will be logo.png. We will learn how to use all of these, or we can actually going to change the call to action to fitness at your pace, something like that. And instead of the call to action here, we'll wrap that in a H1. We'll put that here. And we will add a button. And the text in the middle will be, obviously, the button text. Now, in order to see this in action, obviously we haven't styled anything yet, and we are not bringing in the image yet, so we will do that. We'll do that later. So what I will do for now, I will comment that out and remove that from the props so that it doesn't give us any errors. There we go. Okay, so we'll save that and we'll go back to the index page. And at the top here, instead of importing the card, we'll change card to hero. And obviously we'll go to the hero.astro. And we will take these cards away. We'll take away this UL, or unordered list. Actually, we will get rid of everything here apart from the main tag, and we will simply import hero. And what did we call it? Call to action. As you see, it will come up here. What was our default text? So our default was fitness at your pace. So that's what we will do. We'll put fitness at your pace. And the other one was the button text, which was joined today. So button text equals join today. Now, if you wanted this to be, these things to be optional, in the hero section, in the hero.astro component, you could put a question mark so that it wouldn't give you any trouble. So we're not going to do that, and we're going to remove all of the defaults here. And we will make a comment. There we go. Okay. We'll make a comment in the index file saying add call to action and button text. Okay, that will remind us that we have to add that to this section. So let's see the result. So this is the result. Obviously we have the join today, which is a button. That's why you're getting the hand going. Now, we didn't remove all of the styling that was in the local index.astro file. That's why it looks this way. So let's go back and get rid of all the styles that are here, and then we will resave it and take a look now. We refresh. As you can see, we can barely see it because we also need to change the layout file. So if we go to the layout file and remove the styling there, and there we should be able to now see everything. So now we will move on to styling this header. Okay, so we want to make sure that we use the right colors for our hero. So as you can see, we've got this beautiful yellow color here. So what we will do, we will take a look at the hexagon value of this, and we will take note of it. We will copy that, and we will basically style the buttons so that they will look, they will have the same color. We will also use Astro icons and see if we can recreate something similar to this, or use a different icon altogether, or we could use a PNG file. For the photos, what we will do, we will see if we can find the same photo on Unsplash. So we will go to Unsplash, and we will see if we can find a fitness image that is commercially available to use. So we will search for fitness, and then we will change the license to free. So we got license all. Let's take a look. And we will change this to free. Or we could just keep looking. Oh, there it is. We can keep looking down, and we will basically download this into our public folder, and we will create a images folder under that folder, and we will place this image there. So now that I've added a images folder under the public folder, I've downloaded some other images too from Unsplash for the instructor section and the ropes section, and I've also downloaded the other image that we were just talking about, the hero image. And what we will do, we will create a use the background in the header component. So in order to do that, we will add a class. We will do background cover, background no repeat, background URL, and we will put in the URL. Astro will read everything in the images folder, so we'll say images hero dash fitness dash image.jpg, and we will add a way to darken the image so that what's in front will be accentuated. So we'll add a background, and then we will blend or add the multiply to make it a little bit darker. And let's take a look at what that has done. So if we go to this file, we will see we have made a little bit of the image there. You can see it at the top there. So let's style it out a little bit more. If we go back, and we will add another class here on the div, and we will say we'll give it padding on the x-axis of 4, auto margins, max width, screen. We'll give it extra large. We'll center the text, and we'll make the Y on the padding 12. We'll change everything in this div that's a text to white. Okay, so now we have that. Let's again take a look. At the Astro file. Okay, looks like we're getting a little bit closer. So now what we will do, maybe we will adjust the padding Y to just a little bit more. Maybe we'll double that to 24. Let's see what that will do. And you notice that the top here says the Astrojs gym, which is the name of the template we have there. As you can see, we're getting closer. Let's go even more. Let's go 56. And we'll take a look again. Actually 56. Let's change it back again. Let's just take a look again and see. Let's see. There we go. There you go. That's awesome. So now we can start styling the other areas, and what we will do, we'll open another div tag for the call to action and button section. There we go. So, and we will give that div a class of text center. Might not be necessary, but we will add it anyway. And next we will change the H1 and add a class to it. And this will be font extra bold. Text is going to be quite big, so we're going to go for 9XL. And the tracking is going to be tracking wide. And it's going to be uppercase. And the margin bottom is going to be 4. And let's see what that looks like. We'll actually move this uppercase to here. so that everything in this div will be uppercase. And yes. So while we're waiting for that to load, let's take a look again. Okay. And now we also forgot to add an area for the logo and the name of the gym. So just above the, I would say, hero area, we're going to add a nav element to the page, and we're going to add an unordered list. And we're just going to put the name of the gym here for now, and later we will add the logo. So the name of the gym was Astrojs gym, and what we will do, we will make sure that the nav component has a class so that we can see the text. So it's going to be text white, again uppercase. We're going to add some padding to the top and also some padding all around, and I think that's it. So we should have something that looks very similar to the design, apart from obviously the button. So let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? There we go. I think I've spelled this area wrong, but this is kind of looking good. We have the hero image. Maybe it's a little bit too big, so we will change the padding Y, and obviously I will change the typo there. And we've got the be your best. We will change let's take a look and change the button, and after that we will have done our hero section. So let's go back, and the button, we are going to add a class. Now remember, we copied the actual hex color of the yellow that is in the design file, and we're going to add a padding of 2. Obviously we don't need to add the uppercase because it should be there, but we are going to change the text from white to black and give it some weight. So we will wait for this to load up, and well, let me change this as well to make it a little bit more readable. Obviously you can even add this here as a prop. You could say company name and put it as a string. And then obviously whenever you do that, it's always good to deconstruct it as well. and instead of astrojs gym here, we can cut that and put company name. I can save that, and we will have to go into the index.astro file, and we will need to add that. We need to add company name, and that will be this. And we will also change the text here. So call to action, company name, and button text. Okay. So the hero section should be completed now. So let's take a look. So I decided to actually get rid of the div that was there and add the uppercase in the H1 and the button here. And let's take a look at the result. In the there we go. There we are. So we see that we have the hero image, and we have the call to action, and the button has the join today and the right color for the image, and up here we have the logo or company name, which we will change to bold. And let's go back to that. So we will change that back to bold, and later on we will actually add Astro icons, or an image. I will show you how to add an image here for the company name. So now the hero section is complete, and we can move on to the about section.